Hey, what's up guys? This is Yao. You're welcome to another lesson right here on LEARNAKAN.com. If this is your first time here, this channel is dedicated to helping you to read, write, and speak the Akan language of Ghana. So if this is something that you'd be interested in, be sure to subscribe to the channel and also hit the little bell notification icon to be notified whenever I upload a new lesson. So in order to be able to ask questions in Chi, you would first need to know your question words. All right, so all the question words that you have in English, the which, the who, the whom, the whose, the how, the where, and all those, you would need to know the equivalent of those in Chi to be able to ask questions. So today I want us to look at the various question words that we have in Chi. It starts right after this. Memao akwaba. So before we even go on to look at the question words that we have in Chi, I want you to take note of something very important. So the question words that we have, sometimes we use them as pronouns, all right? And other times we use them as determiners. All right, so there are times that we use these question words as pronouns, and there are instances where they are used as determiners. And I will explain. So we have said that a pronoun is a word that is used to replace a noun. If you missed that lesson, please click on this link to go check it out. So pronouns are used to replace nouns. So if you have a sentence, for example, Kofi plays football. All right, Kofi plays football. We can use a pronoun to replace the subject noun, which is Kofi. All right, so Kofi is a noun, right? And in this sentence, Kofi is acting as the subject. We can use a pronoun he to replace Kofi. So we have he plays football, correct? Okay, we can also use a pronoun to replace football, which in itself is a noun. All right, it is only acting here as the object of the sentence. So we can say Kofi plays it, all right, or he plays it, correct? So pronouns basically replace nouns, and when they replace them, they act as the nouns did before they were replaced. All right, so if Kofi here is a subject, then he replacing Kofi becomes the subject pronoun. If football is the object pronoun, then it replacing football becomes the object pronoun. Now, let's turn this statement into a question. So instead of the statement, Kofi plays football, we can ask, Kofi plays football, right? Kofi plays football. Or we can replace the football with a question word. All right, this football is a noun. We identify that as a noun acting as the object here. We can replace this with the question word what. If we are not sure of what it is that Kofi plays, we can ask Kofi plays what. Now you see the what as in the question word has replaced a noun, and we said pronouns replace nouns. All right, so what, having replaced the noun football, is a pronoun, and this is an example of an interrogative pronoun. Interrogative, question. All right, Kofi plays what? Now we can also ask Kofi plays what game? Kofi plays what game, or Kofi plays which game? Now this what or which is used to solicit specifics. Okay, we are using this to solicit what specific game that Kofi plays. So here, this what or which is not acting as a pronoun, it is acting as a determiner to determine what specific game that Kofi plays. All right, so this is different from the previous instance where we used what to replace a noun, and for that matter, it became the interrogative pronoun. For this one, this is acting as the determiner. All right. Now, I spent time on this because in Twi, unlike in English, some of the question words come in different forms depending on whether they are used as pronouns or as determinants. All right. So when we get down to the examples themselves, I'll refer you back to this for you to get it if you don't get it up to this point. So in English, you see that be it the pronoun version or the determiner version, we tend to use the same thing. What. All right. So Kofi plays what and Kofi plays what game. But in Twi, there are different forms of the question words depending on whether you use them as the pronouns or as the determinants. Now, the second and final point that you need to note before we get down to today's business is that in both English and in Twi, the question words, most of them can appear at the end of a construction or moved to the front. All right. So if we take the same example that we used, Kofi plays what, we can move the what to the front and then we have what does Kofi play. All right. If we use the second one, Kofi plays what game, we can move what game to the front and then we have what game does Kofi play. All right. And this is the same in Twi. So for some of the sentence examples that I'm going to give for the Twi question words, I'm going to tell you how it is said with the question word at the end and also how it is said when the question word is moved to the front. So with these out of the way, let's go ahead and start.